Long ago, in the heart of an Igbo land, there was a small, beautiful village called Isama. The village was surrounded by lush green forests and the great Eziala River that flowed nearby, providing water and life to the people. The villagers were farmers, fishermen, and skilled craftsmen living in harmony with nature and each other. The village was ruled by a wise and just king named King Azubike. King Azubike was loved by his people because he ruled with fairness and always listened to the advice of his elders. His wisdom and kindness made Isama a place of peace and prosperity. The king had only one child, a daughter named Adaeze. Adaeze was known far and wide for her beauty, intelligence, and kind heart. She was beloved by the villagers who often came to her for advice and comfort. As Adaeze grew older, King Azubike began to think about her future. He knew that one day she would marry, and he wanted to find a husband who would be worthy of her. But King Azubike was not interested in wealth or power. He wanted a man who would love and respect his daughter, and who would help lead the kingdom with wisdom and kindness. The news of Adaeze's beauty and wisdom spread far beyond the borders of Isama. Soon, suitors from distant land began to arrive, hoping to win her hand in marriage. They came from different kingdoms, each bringing gifts and promises, hoping to impress the king and his daughter. Among the suitors were the 7 young men, each with unique qualities and talents. The first suitor was Obinna, a tall, strong man known for his courage in battle. He had led many successful campaigns against enemies who threatened his people. He believed that his strength and bravery made him the best choice for Adaeze. The second suitor was Chukwuemeka, one of the richest men in his land. He traded in gold, spices, and rare goods, amassing great wealth. He was confident that his riches would secure Adaeze's love. The third suitor was Ikenna. Ikenna is a man of great knowledge. He had traveled to distant lands to study under the most learned scholars. He believed that his wisdom and intelligence would make him a suitable husband for Adaeze. Nkem, the fourth suitor, was a simple man who loved the land. He was known for his hard work and dedication to his farm. He believed that his ability to provide for Adaeze with the fruits of the earth would win her heart. The fifth suitor was Uzochukwu, a gifted musician who could play the flute like no other. His music could make people dance with joy or bring them to tears. He was sure that his talent would enchant Adaeze. The sixth suitor was Kenechukwu. He was known for his knowledge of herbs and medicine. He had healed many people in his village and was respected for his gentle and caring nature. He believed that his ability to heal and care for others would make him perfect husband for Adaeze. The last suitor was Chukwuode, the adventurous explorer, had traveled to many lands and seen many wonders. He was full of stories about distant places and had a deep curiosity about the world. He thought his sense of adventure would capture Adaeze's imagination. King Azubike was impressed by the qualities of each suitor, but was unsure who would be the best match for his daughter. He decided to set a challenge that would test their character, wisdom, and love for Adaeze. "The man who wishes to marry my daughter must prove himself worthy," the king declared. "I will set 3 tests, and whoever passes all 3 will win her hand." The suitors agreed, each confident that he would be the one to succeed. The first test was designed to measure the suitors' courage. King Azubike led them to the edge of the forest, a place feared by all in the kingdom. Deep within the forest lived a fierce leopard that had terrorized the villagers for years. The task was simple. The suitors were to enter the forest and bring back the leopard's hide. Obinna, the warrior, was the first to step forward. He was confident that his strength and skill in battle would help him succeed. Armed with his spear, he entered the forest, determined to slay the beast. The other suitors followed, each hoping to prove his bravery. As the suitors ventured deeper into the forest, the trees grew thicker and the air became cooler. They could hear a distant roar of the leopard, and their hearts began to pound with fear. But they pressed on, each man determined to complete the task. Hours passed, and the suitors began to return one by one, some with scratches and others with stories of near encounter with the beast. But none of them had succeeded in capturing the leopard. Finally, Chukwudi the explorer emerged the forest carrying the leopard's hide. His clothes were torn and he had a few scratches, but he had succeeded where the others had not. The king praised Chukwudi for his courage and determination. "You have shown great bravery, Chukwudi," King Azubike said, "but the challenge is not yet over." The second test was designed to measure the suitors' generosity and kindness. King Azubike disguised himself as a poor beggar and wandered through the marketplace of Isama, asking for help. Chukwuemeka, the wealthy merchant, was the first to encounter the beggar. He gave him a small coin, thinking it would be enough. Nkem, the farmer, offered the beggar some yams from his field. Uzochukwu, the musician, played a song to lift the beggar's spirits. But it was Kenechukwu, the healer, who went beyond material gift. He noticed that the beggar's feet was swollen and sore. He sat the beggar down, washed his feet, and applied healing herbs. The beggar smiled, grateful for his care and attention. When the suitors returned to the palace, the king reviewed his disguise and praised Kenechukwu for his compassion. "True kindness," the king said, "is not just in giving, but in caring for the needs of others." Kenechukwu won the second test. The final test was the most difficult test of wisdom and understanding. The king presented the suitors with a riddle. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" The suitors thought long and hard. Ikenna, the wise scholar, was the first to answer. "It is an echo," he said confidently. The other suitors nodded in agreement, impressed by his quick thinking. But Adaeze, who had been quiet observing the tests, asked a question of her own. Father, what if the answer lies not just in the riddle itself, but in the meaning behind it? Perhaps the riddle teaches us that true wisdom is not just in knowing the answer, but in understanding the deeper message. King Azubike smiled, proud of his daughter's insight. Adaeze is right. Wisdom is not just about finding the right answers, but about understanding the lessons life teaches us. The suitors were humbled by Adaeze's words. The king declared that the test was not just about answering a riddle, but about understanding the importance of wisdom in leadership. Ikenna had proven his knowledge, but it was Adaeze's wisdom that truly shone. With these tests complete, King Azubike faced a difficult decision. Each suitor had shown exceptional qualities: Obinna's bravery, Chukwudi's courage, Kenechukwu's kindness, Nkem's generosity, Uzochukwu's talent, Ikenna's wisdom, and Chukwuemeka's wealth. But the king knew that the choice could not be his alone. Adaeze, the king said, "You have seen the qualities of each suitor. The choice is yours to make." Adaeze thought carefully. She admired the strength of each man, but she knew that true love and a strong partnership were built on more than just individual qualities. "I choose not one man, but all of them," Adaeze finally said. "Each of you has shown that you possess the quality of a true leader. Together, you can achieve great things for our kingdom. Let us work together to build a brighter future for Isama." The suitors were surprised by her decision, but they respected Adaeze's wisdom and agreed to work together. King Azubike was pleased with his daughter's choice, for it showed her understanding of the importance of unity and collaboration. From that day on, the 7 suitors became the 7 chiefs of Isama, each bringing his unique talent to the service of the kingdom. Obinna led the warriors, ensuring that the kingdom was protected from any threats. Chukwuemeka managed the kingdom's wealth, making sure that resources were used wisely and that the people prospered. Ikenna advised the kings on matters of wisdom and law, helping to guide the kingdom with fairness and insight. Nkem, the humble farmer, oversaw the cultivation of the land, ensuring that the kingdom always had enough food to feed its people. Under his care, the fields of Isama yield bountifully harvest year after year. Uzochukwu, the talented musician, filled the kingdom with music and joy. His songs became the heartbeat of Isama, bringing the people together in times of celebration and healing their spirits in times of sorrow. Kenechukwu, the skilled healer, was loved by all for his gentle and caring nature. He tended to the sick and taught the villagers the secrets of herbs and medicine, ensuring that everyone in Isama was healthy and strong. And Chukwudi, the adventurous explorer, brought back knowledge and treasures from distant land, helping to expand the kingdom's horizon and connect Isama with other cultures. Under the leadership of Adaeze and the 7 chiefs, Isama entered a golden age. The village became known far and wide for its prosperity, wisdom, and harmony. People from other villages and kingdoms came to Isama to learn from its leaders, and the fame of the kingdom spread across the land. Adaeze married Kenechukwu the healer, as she was most drawn to his kindness and compassion. Together, they ruled the kingdom with fairness and love, supported by the strength and talents of the other chief. Their union was blessed with children who inherited the qualities of their parents, ensuring that the legacy of wisdom, kindness, and unity would continue for generations to come. The people of Isama lived in peace, knowing that their leaders worked together for their good. They respected each other's differences and learned to see the value in everyone's contribution. The 7 chiefs, once rivals, became close friends and allies, bound by their shared love for their kingdom and their mutual respect for one another. Many years passed, and the time came when King Azubike, now an old man, decided to step down as king. He called a great gathering of the people and the chiefs, wanting to ensure that the transition of power would be smooth and that the kingdom would remain united. "My beloved people," the king began, his voice strong despite his age, "I have served you for many years, and it is now time for me to rest. I leave you in the hands of my daughter Adaeze and the 7 chiefs, who have proven themselves to be wise and capable leaders. But before I go, I have one final test for you all." The crowd listened in silence, eager to hear the king's words. "This test is not for one person, but for all of you," the king continued. "It is a test of unity. As you know, our strength lies in our ability to work together. No single person can rule this kingdom alone. It is the combined efforts of everyone that makes Isama strong. My final test is this: will you, the people of Isama, continue to live in harmony and respecting and supporting each other as you have done under my rule?" The people looked at each other, understanding the importance of the king's word. They knew that their future depended on their ability to remain united even in the face of challenges. One by one, the chiefs stepped forward, each pledging their loyalty to the kingdom, to each other. "We will continue to work together," Obinna the warrior said, "for the good of our people." Ade Chukwuemeka, the wealthy merchant, with wisdom and understanding, Kenna the scholar promised. With care for the land, Nkem the farmer vowed. With joy and music, Uzochukwu the musician declared. With kindness and healing, Kenechukwu the healer pledged. And with curiosity and exploration, Chukwudi the explorer concluded. The people of Isama cheered, their hearts filled with pride and determination. They knew that as long as they worked together, their kingdom would continue to thrive. King Azubike retired to a quiet life, watching with satisfaction as Adaeze and the 7 chiefs continued to lead Isama with wisdom and love. Under their leadership, the village flourished like never before. The people of Isama lived in peace and harmony, and the kingdom became a shining example of what could be achieved through unity and cooperation. Adaeze's legacy lived on in the hearts of the people. She was remembered not just as a beautiful and wise princess, but as a leader who value the contribution of all and who understand that true strength came from working together. Her story was passed down through generations as a reminder of the importance of kindness, wisdom, and unity. And so, the tale of Adeze and the seven suitors became a cherished part of Isama's history. It was told to children as they grew, teaching them the value that had made their kingdom strong. The children of Isama grew up hearing the story, and they, in turn, taught it to their own children, ensuring that the lessons of Adeze and the seven suitors will never be forgotten. As years passed, Isama became a place of peace and prosperity, a beacon of hope and harmony in the land. And whenever the people faced challenges, they remembered the story of Adeze and the seven suitors, drawing strength from the wisdom of their ancestors.